I know in Australia we're all hanging out for the Model Y, and it seems like an eternity still they're not available to order yet. So I'm going to discuss here what we're going to get, when we're going to get it, likely prices, and so on. If you think that red tape in Australia is terrible, try Germany. Finally, Giga Berlin, the Texas factory, has just received the EPA approval from the state of Brandenburg. It was a 536-page approval, and they can now build up to 500,000 vehicles per year at the factory, along with battery production and aluminium smelting and so on. However, it's not all plain sailing. Tesla still has to meet over 400 other conditions and requirements related to groundwater protection, species protection. It's got to put in some monitoring equipment to measure air pollution. It's got a lot to do. They reckon that over the next 2 weeks, Tesla feel that they can complete all those other 400 requirements and start getting production up and running. What's that mean for Model Ys? In Australia, not much yet. They are not going to get up to 500,000 vehicles in the first 12 months. In about 12 months' time, they may hit that run rate. In the meantime, they're probably able to manage 100 cars a day. It's not going to mean much for Australia Model Ys, because they're probably all going to be the left-hand drive, and we need right-hand drive vehicles. Even the UK has got delays in getting their right-hand drives. They're coming all the way from Shanghai. I expect ours will still come from Shanghai, but with the delays, as I'll show you in a minute, it's yeah, we've still got a way to go. What models can we expect in Australia? According to the Road Vehicle Register, we've got 3 variants approved. The first one is a rear-wheel drive, so single motor. The second one is a long range, dual motor. And the third one, performance dual motor. So the short range or single motor rear-wheel drive has got a single motor with 255 kilowatts of power, which is about 342 horsepower. The Model 3, by comparison, rear-wheel drive is 239 or 320 horsepower. The long range has got a 378 kilowatt motor, 507 horsepower. The Model 3 long range has got 366 kilowatts or 490 horsepower. And the performance, according to the Road Vehicle Register, has got 393 kilowatts or 527 horsepower. The performance Model 3 has got a 377 kilowatt or 505 horsepower motor. How much do you think we're going to be paying for these 3 variants, providing that we get the single motor rear-wheel drive one? I've been looking at the prices in a variety of countries for the Model 3 and the Model Y, including Australia, what we pay for the Model 3, Hong Kong, UK, Macau. They're all right-hand drive like we are. China, US, Germany, Norway and so on, which are all left-hand drive. And the price difference from the Model 3 to the Model Y is in the region of 5 to 15%. I think in Hong Kong it's actually closer to 20%, but they're a lot more expensive there. So these are only guesstimates, but I reckon the rear wheel drive will certainly come in under the luxury car tax level of 79,659 as it is for this year. I reckon that's going to come in at about 68. Now that's probably 10-12% more than the Model 3. What do you think? Put your comments down below if you think differently. The Model Y long range, which is the one I'd like to get when it comes, is probably looking at about $92,000 to $94,000, and the Model P, the performance Model Y, 105,000 plus. Now this is, as I said, only a guesstimate, but it's based on price differences averaged across quite a few countries. So I'd like your thoughts. Put it down below. What do you think the prices are going to be? So 78, 92, 94 and 105 plus. We'll see how close I am when we get them. So much for the pricing. The big problem is, when are we going to get them? So I've just looked at quite a few different countries. Again, same with the pricing. UK, Hong Kong, Macau, which are all right-hand drive. Germany, US, Norway, China, they're all left-hand drive. Now, some of them don't have the single motor rear-wheel drive. So it's not available in UK, Germany, Europe, Norway, but it is available in China, Macau and Hong Kong. So depending upon the model, if we look at the UK, long range is going to be May, and I'm filming this right at the beginning of March. So that's looking like 3 months, and the performance is much later on in 2022. So you've got to be looking probably at 6 to 9 months for that to come through. And that's right-hand drive. Now, at the moment, they're all coming from Shanghai. Giga Berlin is going to be up and running this month, fingers crossed. But I don't know whether they're going to be producing right-hand drive to ship across to the UK. It needs to be tooled differently. They've got to change the workflow and so on. So it does interrupt things. Them doing this in China at Shanghai already. So I don't know whether they're going to get them always from Shanghai, or whether Berlin, once it's up and running, and that's not going to be really till the end of the year when it's really trying to churn out the cars. So that's UK. Hong Kong, getting them from China again. The rear wheel drive single motor one, you're looking at Q3. So that's 6 months away. And for the long range and the performance, Q2. Now, Q2 starts on the 1st of April, so that could be 3 to 4 months before they're likely to get them. And Macau, it's exactly the same. Q3 for the rear-wheel drive, Q2 for the long range and performance Model Ys. So if we then take a look at the left-hand drive vehicles, Germany, US and Norway, they don't have the standard range or single motor rear wheel drive. The long range, you're looking at May availability, so that's 3 months away really, for Germany and Norway. August in the US for the long range. However, the performance is available in all 3 countries in April. So I don't know what that means for us, but it's interesting. They'll all be coming from Texas and Fremont, I'm pretty certain. And from the look of things, they're chucking out the performance models first. They had quite a few hundred parked outside Giga, Texas, but recently they have just added a few long-range ones. So we shall wait and see. China, which is where ours are going to come from, I'm pretty certain, they're looking at 10 to 14 weeks for the rear wheel drive. So let's say 3 months. For the long range, 16 to 20 weeks, so 4 to 5 months. And the performance, 12 to 16, so 3 to 4 months. Just to look at getting any of these to Australia, they've got to satisfy all the orders they've got there. We haven't got an order page yet. My best guess is our order page will open towards the end of Q2, which will probably be about June, and deliveries will be scheduled for, I used to say October, but I'm thinking more Christmas, so December now. Maybe not next year, until next year, but I'm ever hopeful. As I said, we're all desperately looking forwards to getting the Model Y. I think Tesla realised this, and as soon as they stick it up, they're going to get thousands, and I mean thousands, of orders, which are going to be very hard to fulfill very quickly. So those that get in first are going to get their orders maybe November, December. Those that get in a bit later, like after about the 500th order or 1000th order, you're not going to get them till Q1 next year. It's a long wait, I know, but a lot of us are sitting here desperately chomping at the bit to order a Model Y. So let me know what you think in the comments below, because you may well have some totally different ideas to me. So my predictions on the pricing, my predictions on when we can order and when we're going to get them. The stats for the kilowatts and so on are readily available through the Register of Road Vehicle Registry. The batteries, I think the rear wheel drive will be getting a 60 kilowatt LFP battery. That will probably be good for about 400k range. The long range performance will be getting around the 80 kilowatt battery, and that should be good for about the 500. Slightly less for the performance, because they usually get long range performance, have got same size battery, performance being the performance gets slightly less. It's usually about 20 to 30 kilometers less range. We shall have to wait and see. Who knows what they're doing with the battery tech. They've just recently brought out new Model 3s with different batteries in them. The Model Ys, by the time they get here, may have different size batteries. So give me your thoughts. What do you think's happening? Thanks very much.